Leaving the desert landscapes of the Sea of Cortez behind, this episode takes us down the Pacific coast of Mexico, where lush jungles meet golden beaches and anchorages are as diverse as the waters themselves. From the lively cruiser hub of La Cruz to the tranquil bay of Tenecatita, the resort town of Barra de Navidad, and the vibrant culture of Zihuatanejo, this stretch of coast is full of unforgettable stops. Welcome to the final chapter, Pacific Mexico. Mazatlán, where old world charm meets the pulse of the Pacific. Known as the Pearl of the Pacific, this city has been a vital part for centuries, attracting traders, pirates, and adventurers alike. In the 1800s, Mazatlán was a hotbed of smuggling and skirmishes, even surviving an attack by the infamous French privateer Pierre Lafayette. Today, it's a thriving city with a historic old town, a legendary carnival, and one of the longest oceanfront promenades in the world. I've stayed a number of times in Mazatlán, often here in the South Anchorage. It's a convenient spot within walking distance of the old town and right at the very beginning of the Malecón. It's quiet at night, but sometimes during the day, here comes the travel lift to hop me out. I had to lower the boom and get rid of the topping lift entirely because he's going to have to get really close to the mizzen mast with that aft section in order to be able to lift this boat up. Well, the prep work is done, lots and lots of sanding, but today's the day for paint. So I'm going to do a coat of primer, an epoxy primer, and then it's going to get several layers of the anti-fouling paint. My last night here in Mazatlán. The boat's all ready to go. Really looking forward to seeing how she'll perform with a new hull, or new hull paint, not a new hull, sorry. But yeah, everything's ready to go, and even got a brand new Canadian flag up. Thanks to Jackie for that. So, woohoo! Tomorrow we're off towards Isla Isabela and San Blas. about a month, I have finally left Mazatlán. I arrived here back in late December, and I waited for about 2 weeks before I could get the boat hauled out and the bottom job done. And then I had a quick trip back to Canada to visit with family. And then after just a couple of days back, I am setting sail. Mazatlán is now in my rearview mirror, as you would say, and we're sailing along. And I'm really happy with the performance of the boat now that the hull is clean. Have maybe 8 to 10 knots of wind at the moment, and we're sailing along just around 5 knots, which is great. So we'll have a really good average. Right now I'm on my way to Isla Isabela, something Jacques Cousteau named the Galapagos of Mexico, so that should be really interesting. There'll be some good snorkeling in the area and a really cool little island to explore. After that, it'll be off to San Blas, and then from there towards Puerto Vallarta and the whole area around Bahia Banderas. I'll spend probably most of February in that area. So, yeah, things have been great. It's a perfect day for a sail. Just calm seas, following wind. It's awesome. Isla Isabel is often called the Galapagos of Mexico due to its incredible biodiversity and is a protected national park. Located about 15 miles off the Nayarit coast, this volcanic island is home to thousands of nesting seabirds, including blue-footed boobies and frigate birds. Beneath the surface, the surrounding waters are a hotspot for marine life, with coral reefs, sharks, and massive schools of fish. Despite being a dream destination for wildlife enthusiasts and divers, Isla Isabel is a tricky place to anchor. The seabed is rocky with poor holding, and the island is exposed to ocean swell, making it a challenging stop for sailors. But for those who can land a dinghy, the island offers hiking trails, stunning viewpoints, and close encounters with its fearless bird population. I unfortunately was not successful in anchoring here, so I never got to shore. But I did have an amazing close encounter with a mom and calf humpback. It came right up to the boat and ducked just underneath her. Unfortunately, it never came out on video, but you can just see the wash. Oh my f***. Oh, shit. Despite not making it to shore on Isabel, at least I didn't have a shortage of getting boobies on the boat. They really like to hang out here, sometimes for 24 hours at a time. For centuries, San Blas has been a gateway to the Pacific, first as a Spanish naval outpost in the 18th century, and later as a sleepy fishing village with a deep history. Once home to one of Spain's most important shipyards, this rugged coastline was a strategic stronghold for explorers, traders, and yes, even pirates. But today, San Blas is best known for something far different. Lush mangroves, teeming wildlife, and a jungle river tour that takes you deep into the tropics. Drifting through the tangled waterway, you're surrounded by exotic birds, dense vegetation, and the watchful eyes of crocodiles. After months of sailing in Baja's arid landscapes, this is where you know you have left the desert far behind. Lush, humid, and bursting with life, San Blas is the first true taste of tropical Mexico. But sometimes you don't need to go on a tour just to get close to wildlife. Sometimes it comes to you. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, don't break the glass. Stretching over 100 kilometers along Mexico's Pacific coast, Bahia Banderas is one of the largest and deepest bays in the country. Every winter, humpback whales migrate thousands of miles to these calm waters to breed and give birth. Each time I've been here, there's always been whales about. At night, you can sometimes hear their song just by sitting quietly below decks, the hull acting like a speaker. On the north shore, the town of La Cruz has become a hub for cruisers. With a well-equipped marina and boatyard, a vibrant music scene, and an anchorage packed with sailors preparing for long passages, it's where many find themselves staying far longer than they intended. And then there's the sailing. The bay's unique geography creates daily thermals, light morning breezes building into perfect afternoon sailing winds. Whether you're racing, cruising, or just out for a sunset sail, Bahia de Banderas delivers some of the best sailing on Mexico's Pacific coast. La Cruz may be known as a cruiser's haven, but step beyond the docks and you'll find a town that thrives on its own rhythm. Fishing is the backbone of the community, and every morning local pangas bring in fresh catches that supply both the town's restaurant and the famous fish market. Sundays in La Cruz are all about the market. Stalls packed with local artisans, fresh produce, and live music turn the marina into a vibrant cultural hub. As the sun sets, the town shifts gears. Many of the local restaurants have live music. There's great international foods as well as lots of street food. It's just amazing. And I had the best churros here I've ever had. La Cruz isn't just a stop along the way. It's a place that invites you to slow down, stay a little longer, and embrace the magic of Mexico's coastal life. Well, this turned out to be a poorly named trilogy in 4 parts, but I just think it's going to get too long if I continue all the way. So we're going to end up with 4 episodes instead of 3. See you next time!